Friends, today's topic is about overview of water imbalance. So already we are knowing that water is regulated in our body with the help of thirst center as well as plasma osmolality and most importantly hormones like antidiuretic hormone and renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. Now this water imbalance is broadly classified in a two category. Either it may be a dehydration or the overhydration. So dehydration is also called a hypovolemia and overhydration means water intoxication or hypervolemia. Sometimes there is a euvolemia is also there, but there is a no exactly water imbalance is seen. Water content is remain same, but broadly this water imbalance is categorized based on the osmolality, and that is also called a contraction and expansion. Suppose there is a dehydration means overall extracellular fluid volume is decreased, and that is called a contraction. But overall water intoxication increase water content of the body, and that is called expansion. So based on osmolality, it is divided in a three variety. Now, when we are talking about osmolality, it is particularly related with the plasma osmolality. So, when we are talking in general that water imbalance and it is talking about particularly talking about osmolality, so you have to remember it is plasma osmolality. Now, in plasma, most important solute that is sodium, because 92% of the overall osmolality of the plasma, and that is due to the sodium. Now, main solvent in the plasma, that is water. So, these two, because whenever we are discussing this dehydration and overhydration, that particularly solute sodium and solvent water is commonly discussed. So you have to keep in mind that why it is discussed. So why we are talking about sodium and why we are talking about water, because the solvent that is water and main solute for the plasma osmolality, about 92% of the plasma osmolality that is due to sodium. Now broadly it is classified as a isotonic, hypotonic and hypertonic. Isotonic means plasma osmolality will be remain same, means around 290 milliosmol, so it is not altered, means overall there is a disturbance in water content, but there is a no change in a solvent or osmolality or is not affected. Hypotonic means overall solute level is decreased, and that is called hypotonic. One more, that is hypertonic, means there is a overall solute level is increased. So these three type of commonly expansion and contraction is seen. So it may be isotonic contraction, hypotonic contraction or hypertonic contraction. Same way isotonic expansion, hypotonic expansion as well as hypertonic expansion. So these three are the broadly classified. Now which are the common condition, clinical condition in particular type of this disorder is seen or particular contraction and expansion is seen, that is discussed in here with a particular clinical condition. So isotonic dehydration or isotonic contraction is typically seen when there is a excess loss of the water as water and sodium, means overall loss of the water and sodium, that is quite similar, the fluid loss that have composition quite similar as a plasma. So there is a loss of the water and sodium that is in a proportion to the plasma osmolality. So it is called isotonic contraction. It is typically found in a loss of gastrointestinal fluid like small intestinal fistula, obstruction as well as paralytic ileus and recovery phase of the renal failure. So in this typical situation, whatever the fluid loss which have a osmolality just similar as a plasma, so it is creating isotonic contraction. So loss of the water and sodium that is just proportionate or concentration is similar as a plasma osmolality. One more type, that is hypotonic contraction, means there is a hypotonic means overall plasma osmolality is decreased. Isotonic means plasma osmolality is remain same. Hypo means overall plasma osmolality is decreased. So excess loss of the sodium, and due to excess loss of the sodium water content is increased. So here sodium level will be decreased, here sodium level will be normal. So post-operative and Addison's disease, when we are not taking care of the proper fluid therapy, as well as in Addison's disease, what happens, there is a deficiency of aldosterone, then what happens, excessive loss of the sodium. So hypotonic contraction is commonly seen. So in these two situations commonly this hypotonic contraction is seen. Hypertonic contraction means overall solute concentration, means sodium level is increased. So excess loss of the water from the body and overall sodium concentration is increased, and that is leading to the hypertonic contraction. So particularly vomiting, diarrhea, diabetes insipidus, what happen, particular water content of the body is removing, but sodium is remain inside the plasma, and this overall concentration of sodium is increased, and that is leading to the hypertonic contraction. So dehydration is broadly classified as a isotonic, hypotonic and hypertonic contraction. Now in detail of the overhydration we will look. So overhydration is also called water intoxication or hypervolemia. So it is again divided in a three varieties, simple, same, that based on the osmolality. So first about isotonic expansion or isotonic hypervolemia. So here retention of water and sodium both is seen, and that is leading to the isotonic expansion. Now generally it is seen secondary to the hypertension and congestive cardiac failure. Further, mostly what happen here, there is a water content is accumulated in our body, and due to increased water content, what happen, there is a overall osmolality is decreased, and that will lead to the secretion of aldosterone. When aldosterone is secreted reflectively, what happen, this aldosterone will also reabsorb more sodium. So initially water content is increased, later on this aldosterone lead to the hypernatremia. So overall both vice versa and vicious cycle will be developed. Overall concentration of water and overall content of water and sodium concentration is increased in our body, so that is leading to the isotonic expansion. So hypoalbuminemia, which is commonly related to the decreased colloid osmotic pressure, which is also reflected as a pitting type of edema. This hypoalbuminemia, most common causes are cirrhosis of liver, nephrotic syndrome, and malnutrition. Simple, we have already discussed this hypoalbuminemia in another video, but you have to remember these three conditions that is typically lead to the hypoalbuminemia, and due to these three conditions as well as secondary to the hypertension, congestive cardiac failure, this isotonic expansion is commonly seen. So you have to take care, there is a sometime edema is seen in this situation, and that is reflecting isotonic expansion. Further, one more type, that is hypotonic expansion. Hypotonic means excessive water retention. So typically water is regulated with the help of hormone, antidiuretic hormone. Suppose antidiuretic hormone is excessively secreting, means what happen, water loss through the urine will be decreased. Overall urine formation is decreased, water is retained inside our body, and that is leading to the hypotonic expansion. One more type, that is hypertonic expansion. Here what happen, excessive retention of the sodium. So due to particular hormonal imbalance like Conn's disease and Cushing syndrome, where particularly excessive mineralocorticoids is released, and most important mineralocorticoids, that is aldosterone. Due to aldosterone, what happen, more and more sodium is retained in our body, and that is leading to the hypertonic expansion. So these three variety are the most common type, and any clinical condition that is leading to the water intoxication or hypovolemia, that is either divided in a isotonic, hypotonic or hypertonic type of the expansion. So that's all about the most common clinical condition related to the dehydration and water intoxication.